That right there is a band I highly recommend, Haste the Day, with their latest track, Oblivion. It's the final track on their upcoming album, Dissenter. They've already released Shallows, Liminal, featuring Silent Planet as well. Now Oblivion, the third track to come out. The album is expected on... Where's the date at? Come on. I thought I saw it, but then it disappeared on me. I think it's May something. May 1st, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, Haste the Day will have a new album out soon. I guess anticipate that. If you want to get a hold of me, you can over at 208-535-1015. It's Peach's Pit Party right here on K-Bear at 101. I know this will be talked about tomorrow morning on Traffic School, powered by the Advocates. A new Idaho law allows semi-trucks and passenger cars to drive the same 80 miles per hour on interstates. To me, that sounds dangerous, but I guess it's happening. Governor Little signed the House bill into law. The measure will take effect on July 1st. According to the bill, the difference in speed between vehicles is more dangerous than speed itself. Supporters argue that a 10% mile per hour speed difference can increase dangerous vehicle interactions by up to 227%. The most annoying part about driving on the highway out here is that the highway is only 2 lanes. The left lane is the passing lane. You have to stay in the right lane. So when you're driving, let's say from Idaho Falls to Pocatello, you're on the highway for a bit. You encounter a lot of semi-trucks, and you have to do that weave thing where you have to go around the semi-trucks because obviously they're going slower. But I can tell you this, don't cut them off. Please, never cut off a truck driver. Those big vehicles, they take a little longer to stop. It's like if someone were to cut off me at the grocery store. Maybe that's the reason why I hate going to the grocery store so much, is that many people don't know how to walk, and I'm a pretty fast walker. And so when somebody just randomly stops in front of me, I'll bump into them, and guess what? They're going to be the ones on the floor if I bump into them. I'm not saying I'm knocking into the floor. I'm just saying when you have a near 400-pound human being running into you, it's not good. The same way that if you were to cut off a semi-truck, it's not going to be good at all. You're not going to win. All right, even if you have a lifted Ford F-650, that semi-truck is still going to beat you. So anyway, if you want to learn more about that, go to eastidahonews.com. There's a whole article about it. Also, Traffic School, powered by the Advocates. I added it to the notes for tomorrow morning. Let's hope Victor shows up tomorrow so that way I don't have to host the program. He does a much better job of doing so. Peach's Pit Party will return here in just a few on K-Bear 101. All right, I saw this thing, and I got to say something. United Airlines is rolling out this new Relax Row, where 3 seats turn into a couch situation. Cool, sounds great, right? But it's mostly for people who are around Victor's height, maybe 5'8". I'm 6'9". There is no universe where I'm laying down comfortably across 3 economy seats. That's not a bed at all. What am I supposed to do? Curl up like a shrimp? Curl up in the fetal position and call it luxury? Oh, yes, this is nice. I can't wait for the ridges of these seats to dig right into my side. This whole post, they're like, yeah, you get a mattress pad, pillows, blankets. Awesome. Love that. My knees are still going to be out into the aisle. I don't understand how airlines keep doing this. They'll redesign the whole cabin, come up with these fancy ideas, all these different fancy ideas, but nobody goes, hey, what about the tall people? Give me 1 row, just 1. Call it the big dude row. I'll pay extra, slightly extra, not too much. I don't care. Just let me sit without doing, yoga for 6 hours. If I get a leg cramp in one of those airplane seats, it'll be the worst possible situation ever. Because right now, whether I'm sitting or laying down, I'm still uncomfortable. You just changed the direction of the problem when it comes to air travel. I appreciate the effort, though, but until I can actually stretch my legs out without apologizing to 3 different strangers, I'm not relaxing. I'm surviving on these flights. There are a lot of those dudes out there that wear a hat to hide the fact that they're balding, even though they should just embrace the bald. Now, my head's too big for hats. So when I was losing my hair, I just had to walk around looking horrible, you know? It wasn't until 2024 that's when I decided to shave my head, and now I've never looked back, you know? But I saw this article here from the Cleveland Clinic asking if wearing a hat makes you go bald on top of you already going bald, you know? I feel like every dude has heard this at some point from like an uncle or something. Take your hat off, you're going to lose your hair. Turns out not really. Basically what they're saying is wearing a hat doesn't make you go bald out of nowhere. That's mostly genetics, stress, hormones, all the fun stuff you can't control. I'm going to talk to my future son and be like, hey, listen, your grandpa's bald, your great-grandpa's bald, I'm bald, so you might want to shave your head now. Just saying. That way, when you're like in your late teens, early 20s, and you're losing it, and people think it's like something you can just insult someone about, but it's who cares? Who cares if like they have no hair on their head? Really? It's kind of annoying that you don't have hair on your head because you got to shave it off all the time, or you got to shave off the little stubble all the time so that way you don't grow out the horseshoe. You also have to make sure to protect it by wearing some kind of covering, wearing a hat, because you could end up with a sunburnt scalp, and that's one of the worst things out there. The only time a hat could even kind of mess with your hair is if you're like wearing something crazy tight all the time, like cutting off circulation, squeezing your head tight. And let's be real here. If your hat is that tight, you've got bigger problems than your hairline. And this makes sense. Also, and this makes sense, sometimes you think your hat is causing hair loss, but really it's just pulling out hairs that were already on their way out. So you blame the hat, but the damage was already in motion. So good news, if you're a hat guy, you're not going bald because of your beanie. You're going bald because, well, your dad did. Hate to break it to you. So this is kind of wild. That whole AI video thing, Sora, yeah, it's basically dead already. We were using Sora for a little while, putting out just dumb videos, me and Victor antagonizing each other with it. I even tried getting my girlfriend on board. She deleted it because, well, she never used it, and then I got upset, and then so she re-downloaded it, and sure enough, I see the news, like, just the other day that it's all shutting down. Like, this thing came out, everyone was freaking out, this is the future of movies, this replaces Hollywood, blah, 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 blah. Now it's gone. They shut it down, scrapped the app, scrapped the whole plan. Even the Walt Disney Company pulled out of a $1 billion deal. Wow. I'm not surprised, because if you were on the internet at all for the last few months, you saw what people were actually using this stuff for, just absolute nonsense, like fake videos with copyrighted characters, weird AI mashups, just flooding feeds with stuff that looks real for half a second, and then your brain goes, something's off here. But then there were people that actually fell for it. People got over the whole Sora thing pretty fast. I mean, I stopped using it quite a long time ago because the whole anti-AI crusade, I was just like, you know what? I don't want to keep posting this stuff. I actually want to post legit content. I want to post funny videos of things happening here in the office. Maybe some music news or something like that. Rather than just posting a dumb AI video. I think there was one of me screaming 6'7" at some random In-N-Out worker or something like that. It was just so stupid. It still gained a lot of traction, but yeah, it was dumb. Apparently, it was insanely expensive to run. No kidding. This Sora app was like billions expensive. So now OpenAI is basically like, yeah, we're going to do other things instead. Coding tools, robotics, actual useful stuff. But here's the funny part. Here's the part I think is funny. For like a year straight, we kept hearing AI is taking over everything. Movies are done. Creators are done. And then one of the biggest AI companies tries it and pulls the plug in like months. That's not exactly domination. That's more like, hey, this looked cooler in theory. Anyway, here, let's play some Rob Zombie. I'm a rock and roller on Peach's Pit Party. March Madness fires up again tonight with 4 Sweet 16 games tipping off. Picking the winner of the NCAA men's basketball title is tough enough, but if you're looking for an even bigger challenge, how about picking the same school that wins March Madness and the 2026 college football playoff in January? The odds are staggering, but available if you want to throw $100 at it. Michigan is your best bet. A $100 bet on the Wolverines to win the championships in basketball and football this season would win $10,300. Not too bad. A Duke daily double would return $131,000, which is more than the next two teams, Alabama and Arizona. If you want to get really wacky here and pretty much donate $100 to the sports books, bet on UConn, which would pay out $7.8 million if the Huskies win it all in basketball and football. After last night's Yankees-Giants opening night game, all of the other MLB teams now get their shot at opening day today and tomorrow. The New York Mets play today, and it's usually the one day where Mets fans can count on leaving a game happy. The Mets have the best opening day winning percentage at .641. They're 41-23 across 64 all-time openers, and that comes despite having lost their first 8 opening day games. The Seattle Mariners are second, followed by the Baltimore Orioles, the Yankees, and the LA Dodgers. A lot of NFL stadiums will have different names when the World Cup gets underway in June. In order to avoid conflict with the World Cup sponsors, stadiums will temporarily drop their sponsor names. For example, Mercedes-Benz Stadium will be Atlanta Stadium, MetLife Stadium will be New York/New Jersey Stadium, and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California will be San Francisco Bay Area Stadium. And that's not the only change. The stadiums have to cover up logos of the sponsors on the stadium itself. The people that run Mercedes-Benz Stadium have gotten an exception to that because the car company's logo is a part of the retractable roofs design, and if covering up the logo caused any damage to the roof, it would cost millions to fix. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. You know what's crazy is OpenAI shut down Sora. I just talked about that a tad bit earlier on the show, and this article was saying that AI is most likely not going to affect movies. But then I see something like this pop up, and I think I've seen bits and pieces of this little video, this 15-second video. I think it pops up on my feed, and I think it's an actual movie trailer, and I go, okay, next. A viral 15-second AI-generated video created last month in February. It shows this highly realistic fake fight between Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. They used Seed Dance 2.0, the AI tool. The video caused uproar in Hollywood, highlighting advancements in AI deepfakes and prompting fears over unauthorized celebrity likeness usage, though it is not a real film. I guess there's been meetings about this. There's been tons of people in Hollywood just freaking out. There was discussion about how the future of Netflix, there might be something where you just type in a prompt and then it gives you that full-on movie that you just generated. It's going to be weird in this future, man. I'm not looking forward to it. AI this, AI that. There's the anti-AI crusade. There's people all in favor of it. I myself, I think I've had enough of it. I'm kind of glad Sora is already gone. I stopped using it quite a long time ago. I'm just kind of like, I'm over the whole AI thing. Sometimes I'll use the Suno AI song creator every so often because it's just fun to see how it sounds. But then at the same time, it's like, it's not going to hit like an actual real song. It still has hiccups. It still has mistakes. Obviously, I want to listen to actual people music over AI music. Also, the thing that was really irritating me are those people that are using like Canva to make AI-generated flyers for events, and they all look the same. My Facebook feed was flooded with those recently. Super annoying. AI, it's scary. Here's real people music, more real people music. Pierce the Veil, So Far, So Fake on K-Bear 101. Story of the year on K-Bear 101, Idaho's only rock station. It's Peaches here, and I hate people who use fake names in radio. Well, I shouldn't say that. It gets confusing. I should say that. It gets really confusing because I'm friends with one who's a part of the 95 Will Rock team over in Chicago. I see his real name here, and I think he goes by the name Elwood on the air. I'll just call him that, Elwood. He went on a little rant on Facebook saying, yes, concert tickets are expensive, but what if I told you they could be free and you could meet the band, VIP access, private acoustic show, maybe front row, be in the pit? He goes on to say, that's radio. We literally give away all this every day, on air, online, on socials. More listening, more winning. Radio is free. You don't have to pay for Sirius XM, FM radio is 100% free. You can tune into us wherever. You can download the K-Bear app. You can, you can just stream us at kbear.fm. Listen to us the old-fashioned way. I like to call it that, even though it's just tuning in to 101.5 or 101.9. We do concert ticket giveaways all the time, like Rise Against an Alkaline Trio live at the Union October 18th. You can win tickets to that show. Just listen for that sounder. I got one pair of tickets left, and I might do that. I think I'm going to give away the final pair this afternoon. But then tomorrow we launch another concert ticket giveaway. You'll have to find out what it is right as the Victor Wilt show is over. I did like what Adam from 100.3 The X commented when I shared Elwood's post, saying, as I've always said, when was the last time Spotify sent you to a concert? It helps to be in radio. It helps to listen to the radio. My girlfriend's brother, when I first met him, he was like, why are you in radio? Most people just stream stuff. He's gone to at least now 3 or 4 shows because of me. He wouldn't have gone to it if he just kept streaming music and I was never a part of his life. But now he's starting to listen. So there we go. See, look at that. Radio helps you. Forget the people that say I only stream on Spotify. They can continue to pay for concert tickets when you have the advantage of knowing what we're giving away, when we're giving them away, and trying to win those epic prizes to go to these shows. Also, take a look at our concert calendar at riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. So my old high school, Ocean View High School, they have this alumni page. It has like 500 followers, has, no following. It's called the OVHS alumni, something like that. And they just posted about 2 people that went to Ocean View High School that are now not quite famous. They're sort of famous. One is the wrestler Samoa Joe. If you're a wrestling fan, you know who he is. Another one is like an international basketball player. Like he did, maybe 1 or 2 years in the NBA. Wasn't good enough, so now he's playing overseas, that kind of thing. Well, they uploaded a little OVHS alumni spotlight picture with those 2 on it and then said, hey, if you're a notable OVHS alumni, send us a DM. So I was like, should I? Should I brag about myself saying, hey, yeah, I moved from Southern California to Idaho. I'm now on the radio out here, and I talk into a microphone all day, every day, and also interview rock stars, and people tune into this. I ended up sending that DM. Do I regret it? Somewhat, but at the same time, I figured it would be, I don't know, just some. I don't know. I just sent it. I'll see what they even say. They might just ignore me. They might say, "Oh, that's cool," and then post about me. Who knows? There's 2 famous people that went to my old high school. There was Samoa Joe, and then there was the guy Jason Lee. Is that his name? Let me look him up real fast. Yeah, Jason Lee. He was in My Name Is Earl, and then he was also the main dude in Alvin and the Chipmunks. Shout out to those 2. Hopefully at some point in the future, it could be those 2 guys and then Brendan Peach right there in the notable alumni section on Wikipedia. It's Peach's Pit Party right here on K-Bear 101. I saw this post on Reddit asking, what's your favorite? What the heck is this person doing in this type of cameo? Like, for example, Jimmy Fallon was in Band of Brothers for some reason. James Gandolfini, he was in an episode of Sesame Street. And actually, there were some other Sopranos characters that were on that show as well. And I was thinking, like, if I got to that level of fame, I would easily do something like that all the time. It would just become normal at that point, right? Oh yeah, I forgot David Bowie had a voice role in a musical SpongeBob episode, but Bowie's character is the only one who does not sing in the episode. See, I do some weird stuff like that. Like Keanu Reeves, he was in a SpongeBob movie. I think he rejected like some role with Marvel, but he accepted that role to be in some type of SpongeBob movie of sorts. I don't know which one it was, but I've seen that meme pop up where his face is just like on a tumbleweed or something like that. I don't know. I feel like if I were that famous, though, I would just go to random places in the middle of nowhere. Like I would find the smallest town possible in the United States and just show up just to see what would happen. I'm sure nothing, because I know most of them probably won't even know who I am. But at the same time, it would still be pretty cool just to have someone freak out. Like, what are you doing here? Yeah, just felt like showing up. There's a new report out there saying a lot of people are feeling pretty just pessimistic about jobs and the economy. Like, people aren't super confident about where things are headed, and a lot of people are either stuck where they are or they just don't love what they do. Which honestly, that tracks. I feel like everyone either has a job they complain about or knows someone who complains about their job nonstop. You ever talk to someone and then within like 30 seconds they're like, yeah, my boss, my schedule, my coworker Steve, it's unbearable, blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing. If you are in that spot where you're like, yeah, I might need something different, this right here is your answer. HireEastIdaho.com. You've heard me talk about the job market. You've heard me talk about how people are struggling to find a job, and I keep saying HireEastIdaho.com. This week's Hire East Idaho job of the week is a creative marketing specialist position with Olin, Inc. in Shelley. They're looking for someone creative and versatile to help with everything from social media and website design to print materials, even some video content. So if you like design and being involved in content, this is right up your alley. It's a full-time position paying between $20 and $30 an hour. To apply, just go to HireEastIdaho.com, search Creative Marketing Specialist, and while you're there, check out all the other opportunities. There's tons of local opportunities, always free for job seekers. HireEastIdaho.com. That's HireEastIdaho.com. Connecting people with opportunity. We frequently bring this up on the air quite a lot, and it's still a massive problem in the rock and metal scene. The more extreme metal you go, the worse it is. I'm talking about hygiene. Somebody posted in r/metalcore, for the love of all that's hygienic, please remember to shower. Brush your teeth, put deodorant on. Wash your butt in general, but especially when you're in a crowd. So he goes on to say, we're not even in a pit or big crowd. I shouldn't have to move because you're crusty. The more you know. Somebody commented saying, wait till you go to a prog or tech death show. It can get worse. It's more of a nerd smell than a crusty show. So someone else replied, I saw Born of Osiris at the Palladium downstairs last November. There's a second men's room on the left side, not too far from the stage. Anytime it didn't smell like literal diapers, it was rancid BO. Man, the things I endure for live music. Another one at a show I was at about a year ago, I think it was North Lane, a girl in a skirt next to me bent down and was near the floor for like 30 seconds, and when she came up, okay, well, I can't finish the rest of that comment, but I bet you know where I was going with that. I found out over the last few years the bigger problem is people who don't wash their clothes. It often smells less like BO and more like dirty laundry. Do your laundry, all right? I know laundry, for some reason, is painstakingly annoying to a lot of people, but you gotta do it. As a guy who just got his shirt today out of the hamper, you gotta do your laundry. Tonight, I'm doing all my laundry. I'm doing like 4 or 5 loads, all right? I'm getting the whole thing done. I'm getting all my clothes done, so that way, hopefully this weekend, I have a nice clean outfit for when I go to Boise for Slaughter to Prevail, Whitechapel, and Attila. Take care of yourself. Brush your teeth. Take a shower. And here we go. Today's What the Headline. Authorities in Altoona, Pennsylvania say this guy set his own house on fire at 3 in the morning while singing Burning Down the House by the Talking Heads. I wish I was making that up. No, fire crews, they show up. This dude is allegedly blocking the doorway, smoke everywhere. Meanwhile, inside, his mom, his 6-year-old kid, and another person are all trying to get out. And the reason, well, he told hospital staff he was having a bad day and threw a chair into the fireplace because it was dirty. Threw a chair into the fireplace? That's not how cleaning works. At no point has anyone ever said, yeah, man, my house was a mess, so I just lit the furniture on fire. Also, if you're going to commit arson, maybe don't provide the soundtrack live. Like, imagine the firefighters pull up and all they hear is just burning down the house. Oh, good. He's narrating it for us. Now he's facing multiple charges, child endangerment, $1 million bail, which is a pretty steep price to pay for what I assume was a very aggressive attempt at spring cleaning. All right? Don't be dumb. That's today's What the Headline right here on K-Bear 101. Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101. I don't know exactly why I do this, but any single time I'm on my way to a show, no matter where it's at, I will not listen to that band that I'm about to go see before the show. I will just avoid everything altogether, or avoid their discography altogether, and just wait to listen to it live at the venue. Sometimes I'll look up the set list beforehand just to see what they're going to play. But for the most part, I don't even do that, actually. I do that maybe sometimes, like if I don't really know the band. But if I know most of their songs, I'll avoid the set list, and I'd rather be surprised more than anything. But when it comes to merch, I always want to know what's being sold at the merch table. Like what is there to offer? It's almost like going to a new restaurant, a new fast food restaurant, new fast food place. You want to look at the menu beforehand before you get into the drive-thru, and then you're pressured into having your order taken, and you want to say exactly what you want. You want to kind of just get that one thing. Like if you just pull up to a drive-thru and you don't know exactly what you want, you just find the first thing on the menu that seems interesting to you and you go for that. I want to plan my order ahead of time. Does that make sense at all? Am I just rambling off? Am I just rambling? Is that it? Well, I'm looking at the Slaughter to Prevail merch table, and it had me thinking about that. The prices for those shirts, man, they're $50. Hoodies are $80. I hate the fact there's $80 hoodies. $40 beanies. A beanie should be $20 at most. Hats should be $35. $30 maybe. T-shirts $25. Hoodies $40 or $50 at most. Not $80. That is ridiculous. Let's play some Era. Here's Black Cloud on K-Bear 101. K-Bear 101 with Linkin Park. Well, I just saw this story here. Figured it was something to talk about on this very slow news day. This woman's Tinder date unexpectedly went viral after he turned Olive Garden's unlimited breadsticks and salad into a DIY sandwich during their meal. She films him piling tomatoes, croutons, and onions into a breadstick like it's a tiny hoagie, and TikTok just loves it. The clip racked up millions of views, commenters calling the move a major green flag and joking that she may have found her future partner. Even former Olive Garden servers chimed in to say the hack was legit and worthy of a second date. Many suggested the couple try Texas Roadhouse next to see what other creative food tricks he's got up his sleeve. Why not do that with all the restaurants, huh? Make sandwiches out of everything. I don't know what else to say about this rather than like, okay, cool. Next time I go to Olive Garden, I'll try this out. All right? Anyway, that's enough of that. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.